Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horn, and I bring you a video tonight titled How Dating with Intention Leads Directly to Divorce. But before we go any further, always know that my videos in the dating space, they're inspired by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at www.matthewchorne.com. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Push me up in the algorithm and continue to push me forward so I can grow the movement. And I want to get right to it. How dating with intention leads directly to divorce. And it's an interesting title. It's just something I've been contemplating through conversations and interactions. And when a woman has to make a proclamation that she's dating with intention, it's actually a baseless rebrand of herself, meaning that she's been conducting herself a certain way and she's been unable to get the man that she really wants. And, maybe her clock is ticking, she's getting a little bit older, and she wants to be able to capitalize on whatever youth that she has remaining and hopefully get a marriage out of it. And that's what dating with intention, when a woman makes that proclamation, that's what I interpret it as. It's a baseless rebrand, meaning that she's been conducting herself a certain way and it just hasn't worked for her. So she's going to make a proclamation. I'm rebranding myself. I'm dating with intention, meaning that you're going to have to jump through a couple of hoops. You're going to have to work for this poofy, and you're going to have to do certain things for me because I'm conducting myself like I want you to be in a relationship with me, and I want you to see me as the woman who's worth being in a relationship with. But that always backfires in many ways. And one way that it backfires is that ultimately every woman wants a man that she's extremely sexually attracted to, that has a backdrop of success, meaning that he has qualities that will bode well for you in the long term. If you want to build a family, if you want to just pair yourself with someone, you want the man that has the good qualities, but you want him to be packaged in a sexually attractive man. That's the complete package that a lot of women desire. And you've had encounters with that man, but he gave you something physical over maybe a brief period of time and he tossed you back. And that happened over the years. And so you hit about maybe, I'd say about 28. That's when I started to hear the phrase dating with intention, dating with purpose. That's when the rebrand attempts to occur in the mind of the woman. But this backfires because the only men who buy the rebrand are men who are not sexually attractive men who have seen every spectrum of woman, meaning that he's seen women talk about dating with intention, but and she has these prerequisites for certain men, but yet and still she's still a woman. She's going to get her needs met, and she's still having interactions with the sexually attractive man. And she might want him, but he doesn't want her the same way because she hasn't become the inspirational woman to make him settle down and want to be with her. So that's when it backfires, and that's why it leads to divorce, because the only man that's going to buy the BS of I'm dating with intention and I'm dating with purpose is a man who doesn't understand women. A lot of times when you tell a man that you're dating with intention and he actually sticks around for it, he's a man that hasn't had readily available sexual access to beautiful women. And this is a representation of a man who's not actually as attractive as you want him to be. So in essence, the only man that's going to buy that is your second choice. And that's how it leads to divorce. Because you really don't want this man. And when you say that you're dating with a purpose and you've repackaged yourself, you've rebranded yourself, you're only going to get men who are not as attractive as you want them to be. Even if he has certain qualities, the complete man that you really want. and he just doesn't measure up. And so you tell yourself, I'm going to expand my dating pool, and I want to tell every man I'm dating with a purpose. But the only man who's buying it is the non-attractive man who may have some qualities that you want. And he's essentially a warm body. You know, to make a proclamation of I'm dating with a purpose, that's anxious. That's a very anxious and desperate statement, and just in my opinion. And you'll take the next warm body that jumps through the hoops you want him to jump through, and he's laying beside you. But ultimately, that's not the man you really want. So you get with him, and let's say you make it to the altar, and he's going to have to put up with so much stuff from you because ultimately he wasn't your first choice. Now, the way to negate this and date with intention correctly is to take the time to learn what the kind of man that you really want is looking for. Instead of just rebranding yourself in a hollow manner, why not rebrand yourself correctly with substance so you don't have to make the proclamation that you're dating with intention? Why not read books like How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women and other gentlemen who have something to offer you in terms of helping you understand what high quality men are really looking for? Why not take the time and give yourself a chance to learn what the man, your ideal man, is actually looking for so that you can be satisfied with your choice? And you don't have to be on borrowed time with this man and ultimately get disgusted with looking at him every day because he's not your first choice. Have you ever thought of it that way? Of giving yourself a chance to have access to the kind of man that you really want to have access to. The man who represents a level of attraction that you like, your type, and who also has something going for himself. That's the complete man that every woman is looking for. But very few find him. And a lot of times you encounter him, but you can't get anything more than a brief physical interaction with him because he's not inspired, because you haven't taken the time to understand him and to study that type of man and see what they're looking for. That's how you successfully date with intention, is not making a proclamation, is doing the work. And when you truly do the work, you're in the space of men that you're really attracted to, who are successful, the men that you really want. And even if things don't work out in terms of compatibility, you're at least confident to know that you're in the game with the kind of men that you really want to be in the game with. And it's only a matter of time, if you've done the work on yourself, that there's a compatibility. Because most men, if you think about it, especially if they're quality men, they just want to be valued, desired, and respected. And you don't have to be overly attractive. But, you know, if you just kind of listen to something that Kevin Samuels said, he said, fit, feminine, friendly, and cooperative. Fit, feminine, friendly, and cooperative. He gave the blueprint. If you want the quality man and you don't want to make the proclamation and try to sell a version of yourself that's false and say, I'm dating with intention, why not show up to this man with a waistline? Why not work on your attitude so that you're non-combative and you're friendly? And be cooperative, meaning hear him out. What are his precepts that he's trying to establish for you two's relationship? Fit, feminine, friendly, and cooperative. That's the blueprint to actually get the man that you really want. And the way I wrote it in my book, I said the man wants to be valued, desired, and respected. As long as you're easy to be around, non-combative, and can recognize the quality and the magnitude of the man that's in front of you, instead of having just sexual access to that man will be inspired. He'll want to go down a road with you, and he'll want to see it over time, meaning that whatever you had to do to learn about that quality of man is something that you learn, and it's something that you agree with. Because you can't fake it, because you're going to be found out over time. But if you take the time to study the kind of man that you really want, and you show up with those qualities, and they actually make sense to you and you agree with them, then you'll be recognizable, meaning you won't have to make the proclamation that I'm dating with a purpose. You don't have to make that proclamation. You just show up to the man knowing that you're a match for the kind of man that you really want. That's how you date with intention and date with purpose. Is doing the work on yourself to become recognizable and become a match for the kind of man that you really want. Because the only thing that's waiting on the other side of making the proclamation that you're dating with a purpose is a man who is a representation of your second choice. Because you show up to a quality man, a very attractive man, and you tell him that you're dating with intention, he's laughing. I hate to say it, he's laughing. Because he knows that you know, dating with intention, you're saying, oh, you're going to have to do this, and I don't do this, and, you know, you presenting all of these hoops he has to jump through and things like that. But he knows that your bed is only cold if you want it to be. There's a guy that you want, that you're dealing with. He doesn't want you the same way, but you're seeing him on a regular basis, and you all have a sexual relationship. Like, the quality men that you really want, they know. So it only works on the man that's a representation of your second choice, because he hasn't had that level of access to women to understand their true nature. I hope this makes sense. So the best way to date with intention is to work on yourself, to value the connection with the kind of man that you want to have. Value that enough to learn what he's looking for. Pick up some literature, watch some videos, talk to some elders who have happy and successful marriages, and women who are married to their first choice, who are happy. It's work like anything else that you wanted to acquire in life. There's work. But if you have to make a proclamation that you're dating with intention and dating with purpose, that just shows you haven't done the work. Because if you've really done the work, you understand that now you're recognizable. And you don't have to make a proclamation. You are the proclamation by how you show up to the man's space. Ultimately, you want marriage. Ultimately, you want marriage. That's what dating with intention means when I'm dating to find my husband. But why not have marriage with the kind of man that's a representation of your first choice? And that is contingent upon your preparation for him. Don't make empty proclamations. I'm dating with intention. That means nothing. Because ultimately, this is where dating with intention becomes very hollow. You can have all the intention that you want in the world, but dating with intention is a falsehood, because you ultimately have to like this man, and he has to like you back in the same manner. You can have all the intention you want to, but if the desire is not mutual, then it's going to fall apart like everything else you've experienced in life before you begin making these proclamations. The phrase dating with intention is very hollow. If the attraction is not mutual, then it's going to fall apart. And if you haven't done the work, you're showing it to him in a hollow manner. And the only thing that's left with a hollow woman is a representation of her second choice, the man that bought her BS and actually believed that she was dating with intention. And all you're going to do is get frustrated with that man because he's your second choice. And you never did the work. You never put yourself in the game in a manner that you could acquire the man that's a representation of your first choice. And that's what ultimately ends in divorce, because you're married to a man who's not your first choice. And to begin with that proclamation of, I'm dating with intention. Do the work on yourself. Understand the quality and magnitude of the man that you're looking for, and do the preparation to acquire him. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach, bringing you a video tonight titled, How Dating with a Purpose Leads Directly to Divorce. It's been inspired by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at www.matthewchorne.com. If you're in need of coaching, contact me, matthewchorne23@gmail.com. I'll show you how to get the ideal outcomes in the dating space. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to help me to grow the movement. And if this video has been of value to you, drop something in my donation information that's in the description. I'll be back with you very soon with some more videos. Prepare yourself for what you want. Don't make hollow proclamations.